Okay, everyone, open your eyes. Look at your token. Right there, Josh. Now here's the thing. If you've been virused, or you're a zombie, or you're camouflaged, you are muted and you cannot talk. We have 5 minutes. Figure out who the zombies are.
This is the Favorite Express. My name is Sean Sullivan. This is Josh Thomas. This is Christopher Lachey. Welcome. And if you have seen my beard anywhere at all, please let us know because it has disappeared from my face. Baby, come home. Daddy needs you.
Anyway, we're here to rate and review Midnight Zombie Sabotage by Twice Alive Games. This is really takes 10 minutes to play, 3 to 16 players, so there's a huge range in there, 14 and up. And yeah, Christopher, tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah, so this is a hidden identity game, very similar to Avalon or Werewolf One Night. The idea is that you take on these hidden identity roles of either some sort of survivor, different classes of survivor, or undead, or different classes of allied to undead. And the idea is that you take a night to infect, cure, and kill to eventually suss out the bad guys. Yeah, so you've got zombies, and every single class or race or whatever has a different ability or non-ability. Yeah, there sure are a lot. We've got 16 different cards that you can play as. So that's gonna take us to our review.
Yeah.
3 categories of ease of use, replayability, and overall fun.
Yeah, so we're going to show you how the game works, and then we're going to rate it in those 3 categories.
Yeah, Topher. We're going to do that first before we actually review it so that they know what we're doing.
So the game is going to progress via a series of roll cards that are active in the game. So the very first active characters are going to be the zombies, the undead, which can talk, and then you're going to have the camouflage people. So those people would all open their eyes because everyone else's eyes are closed. Everyone open your eyes. Oh, look, I'm also a zombie.
Yeah.
Check it out. Cool. So you all agree non-verbally to infect one person with the Virus 1 token. And that's
very much like the werewolves would choose to eliminate a villager in Ultimate Werewolf or something like that.
So you'd swap it out, and that's why they all have the blood splatter on the front side, so when you swap out someone's token, it all looks the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so everyone close their eyes again. Now, the next person to wake up is, I don't know, Mad Scientist. Mad Scientist wakes up, and the undead and the zombies, they gotta put their thumbs up. And they don't communicate verbally. Mad Scientist is like, all right, those guys are undead and zombies. I'm gonna now take the Virus 2 token, and I'm gonna swap things out. Meanwhile, if you're someone like Sean, you're just a frightened survivor, you don't do anything.
It's bullshit.
Well, womp womp, get good, scrub. So,
all right, so Christopher, you're the zombie, so on your turn, what would you do?
Oh, the first thing I would do is I would look to see if anyone was camouflaged or undead. We'd all make eye contact, and we'd all just quickly agree in about 7 seconds.
So I'm camouflaged, and
which means he's a good guy.
I'm a good guy, but I'm disguised as a zombie, and I wake up along with him. He doesn't know that I'm actually pretending just to be a zombie and that I'm with the good guys.
Because he's a zombie and he doesn't have a brain.
Yeah.
So we would take the Virus 1 token, and since we're the only 2 awake, we're going to switch it out with Sean's. We don't know who he is, though.
Okay, so we're all zombies here. We're all friends now.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Because Josh, I don't know that Josh is camouflaged. For all I know, he could be undead or he could be a zombie, depending on how many roll cards we put in this deck. You also have face down cards. Until you get enough people in the game, like 7 or more people in the game, you have face down cards. So you have all these hidden rolls. All right. Then you've got the morning phase. And the morning phase, you have people like the doctor. He gets to go, and he will take the cure token, and he'll swap out someone's token, even his own, for the cure token. Now, let's say he swapped out my token as a zombie for the cure token. at the end of the morning phase, when I wake up, I look at this, I don't show anyone my cure token, I'm a zombie, now I'm just a frightened survivor. I'm
Exactly.
cured. So who knows how this is going to go when we all wake up.
Absolutely.
And
And so when I see that, and so once we've all woken up and
Hashtag.
I see that he's talking, I'm thinking to myself, okay, well, I'm a good guy. I'm the camouflage guy. He must be undead, who is like a zombie that can talk.
Yep.
And then I know that Sean was virused because I didn't want to get the virus. So yeah, things can change a lot in the game. But then we don't know if the doctor was one of the face down cards or if Sean could have been the doctor. So if Sean starts talking, then all of a sudden I'm like, wait, did he get cured? Who's the doctor?
There are also cards in here like the Survivalist, where even if you infect him, he can't actually become a zombie. It's
That's
like,
right.
I infected you. Wait, he's not infected. Did he get cured? Or maybe he's the doctor. I don't know.
Yeah, tons of different role cards to this game. And when you get into the debating phase where you have to determine, well, who are we going to eliminate? You can claim, hey, I was the doctor and I cured so-and-so. So it's not just like, oh, I'm a frightened survivor just like everyone else.
Here's one more thing. You don't have to talk. If it says you're muted, you cannot talk. That's it.
Yeah.
You never are required to talk. So Sean, let's say he never got infected as just a frightened survivor, he doesn't have to talk. I could come back from being a zombie and I'm cured, and I could just pretend that I'm still a zombie because I maybe believe that Josh is undead or that he's also a zombie. I have no idea.
And he wants to trick me into thinking he's still on my side.
Yep.
So lots of different caveats to this game. And depending on what characters you're playing as and how many different characters or people that you have around the board, it can definitely change up. But in the end, we're all going to either point at one of us or at the center of the table. And as long as an undead is killed, the survivors win. But if any living person, even a person that was on the zombie side, dies, then the undead win because they have added to their ranks.
Okay, wow, that's a lot to take in.
Yeah.
I just have one question.
Okay.
You said that if you're virused or you're a zombie or whatever, you're muted, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Now, can I at least like groan and say brains or something?
No, if you're muted, it literally means muted. As funny as that would be, you can't talk.
So this is
Yeah.
a zombie game where I can't. If I'm a zombie, I can't say brains or groan.
You can
That is-
pantomime groaning.
Literally unplayable.
All right, so that's pretty much how the game works. So why don't we rate it in our categories?
Sure thing.
All right.
Let's go. So it gave you ease of use as a 9. Obviously, this is a pretty simple game. I mean, as long as you can look at the cards and understand what cards are in play, it's not going to be very difficult. Just play like 1 or 2 rounds as like a couple practice things in order to get yourself adjusted to the whole idea, because, you know, it's really all it takes. And I know for most other games, if I said play 1 or 2 rounds to get adjusted to it, you'd be like, what the hell? But this is like just a couple minutes long. Just do it, okay? And because really the hardest part about this whole thing is keeping track of what kind of characters are actually in play in this particular game that you're playing. And beyond that, it's pretty simple. So, 9 it is.
We gave this game a 6 on replayability. What do I mean by a 6? So, this game is up to what I would call up against some legacy competition. This is up against things like Avalon. Now, if you remember Avalon, we gave it a tremendous score. It is one of the originals. This game is spectacular in that it has so many different role cards, as I pick up 2 of the exact same role card. Camouflaged, zombies, undead, doctors, survivalists. You get the extra things like the field surgeon, I almost said flesh surgeon. Scout that works well with the doctors, the drifter, which is kind of like the wild card, he messes everything up, disillusion, the maniac, which can turn the hero against people, finding out those delicious children. It is a lot of fun. Plus, given that it only takes a few minutes to play, gives you a real snappy comeback for this game. Now, I enjoyed this game tremendously with the guys, There is a sweet spot, we think, on playing this, probably somewhere around maybe seven players, 6 to 7 players. And the more people that you can get involved, the more discourse that you can have. Obviously, we had the joke that, yeah, you can have 3 muted people, ha ha ha. But when you have 7 people or more, you might not have everyone muted, but you might have someone that is now the designated leader. They have to make these calls, make the tough decisions. Okay, so but why are we giving it a 6? Well, at low numbers, it can get kind of finicky with the rules. You might have a zombie in the center and oops, you lost. But everyone's guaranteed to lose then if everyone up here is a zombie or an infected person. We don't choose one of them, and that gets kind of tough. Additionally, replayability has to do with how many times are we going to keep coming back to this, not just is it going to be a unique experience every time. So this game is great, just like most hidden identity games, as an icebreaker. Play it 2 or 3 times. I enjoyed it. It's good for meeting other people, and it's good when you have large groups of people. But it's probably not the game that you're going to dig in for several hours at a time, given that it's going to get a little bit dry, especially if the people that you're playing with are no fun. And this game is highly contingent on whether you actually enjoy the people that you're hanging out with and playing the game with. So if it's your next HR function, probably don't break out Midnight Zombie Sabotage. But if it's a game night and you're trying to get introduced to some new folks, try it. It's a lot of fun. I enjoy it. 6 out of 10.
For overall fun, we give Midnight Zombie Sabotage a solid 7 out of 10. Here's why. We enjoy the game, it's nice and short, and one of the great things about this that is very different from your traditional hidden identity games like Avalon or Ultimate Werewolf is that you don't just have to claim to be one thing. You don't just have to be the frightened survivor and everybody is trying to be the frightened survivor. Because you've got muted people, and like the kids can be muted, and the zombie's also muted, but guess what? The zombie can say, you know, I'm the little kid. You can try to convince everyone that I'm the little kid. I poked myself in the eye doing that. Alright. But not only that, but you can also attempt to be several other characters, such as if you're muted, you can also say, you know, claim to be the camouflaged who is also a survivor. If you can talk, you can claim to be the hero or a frightened survivor. So if you are the doctor, you can say, hey, I'm the doctor, I cured you, you're welcome. And that is a boon to the survivors. Not only that, but you're not giving yourself away for saying I'm the doctor. You're not all of a sudden making yourself a target. You're actually making yourself not a target. But anyway, there's this dynamic to the game, and that's why we say that the sweet spot is somewhere around 7 players, because if you can get 6, 7, or 8 players, you can get this interesting, you know, who's who, this deduction game going on, and it's a lot of fun. With that said, after playing it maybe once or twice in a game session, you're going to be like, okay, that was a nice warm-up, let's move on to the main course. So yeah, solid 7 out of 10. It's really enjoyable, but you're probably only going to play it once or twice and then be ready to move on. But if you're that kind of person who is like, love hidden identity games, then this could very well become one of your favorites as well.
That was our review of Midnight Zombie Sabotage. Hope you enjoyed this video. Go ahead and put in the comments the next game that you want to see reviewed, or maybe something that you'd like to see a playthrough on. Additionally, this is a hidden identity card game, as we said. I love hidden identity games. Go ahead, comment. What do you like? You know,
yeah.
Josh, what kind of game do you like?
I love really in-depth games like Star Wars Rebellion, you know, those kind of things. Zaya.
Yeah. Cool. So if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe.
Absolutely destroy that like button. Take your finger. Do you have a touch screen? Take your finger, okay? Put it straight through your screen. Just put it just as hard as you can. I'm dead serious. This is a new function YouTube has. Just put it straight through. Don't listen to that text. Put it straight through the screen, and you will actually super like something. It's very rare. It's a very rare thing that YouTube has that is absolutely real and is totally not fake. Please do this.
Thanks for watching, guys. Check out more of our videos.
The game progresses in a series of rolls. I just consider it a round because
Phases.
the game progresses.
Period. End of sentence.
It's a game. I'll tell you when to go. Sit on your hands.